What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. Showing my face today, first time in a while. Got a nice haircut, so might as well. Anthony Duclair is a member of the Chicago Blackhawks, obviously going to Chicago with former Blackhawk Adam Clendening returning to the Windy City, and Laurent Dauphin, a former draft pick of the Arizona Coyotes. Actually, they were the Phoenix Coyotes, I think, when they drafted him. Going back to Arizona along with Richard Panik. I'll talk about Panik for a second. He stagnated this year. Obviously had a great year last year playing alongside Jonathan Toews and Marian Hossa, and really just hasn't had the same level of productivity, hasn't had the same level of play this season. It happens. I think a clean slate's good for him. And, the definition of insanity is repeating the same action, expecting a different outcome. And that's kind of what the Blackhawks are doing, putting Panik out there, in the same situations he was getting last year. I know they limited his ice time a little bit, but, the bottom line is it just wasn't working anymore. What was working for him last year wasn't working this year. That's the nature of the beast. But the key piece in the spots, I can talk about Clendening. I think maybe he might give the Hawks something in their 5 or 6 defense spot. And Dauphin, obviously the Coyotes, they think they swapped them out in the Johnson trade. But you look at it, Duclair is the key piece in this trade, without overstating the obvious. There's a guy I've been saying has needed a clean slate for a while. Obviously, 2 years ago he had 20 goals as a 20-year-old rookie in the NHL. 3 years ago was hotshot 19-year-old playing for the New York Rangers. He's now on his third organization. Obviously went to the Coyotes in the Yandle trade, but I think this is a really good fit for him. I think this is. I sound like a broken record saying this every time I talk about the Blackhawks, but likening them to the New England Patriots, where, if a guy who's really good and really talented kind of falls out of favor in one place, Belichick's always like, get him here. We'll see what we can do. And I think that's the case here with the Blackhawks because he's got 15 points in 33 games. Not exactly light in the world of fire, but not being horrible either. It's not that far off the pace he had 2 years ago. Last year was a complete disaster for him. Real definition of a sophomore slump. He had 15 points in 58 games, and actually only 8 points in 15 season games was sent to the AHL. So, again, speed to the outside, decent goal scoring ability. I think he can be a factor for the Blackhawks. Gives you something different. He's going to be feeling, refreshed and rejuvenated going from a situation in Arizona where they're losing nonstop to a situation with the Blackhawks where, they're struggling this year, but the expectations in Chicago are high every single year. And I've been saying all year that they're going to figure it out. There's too much talent. There's too much behind this Blackhawks team to not be, a factor down the stretch. And I think adding Duclair, a 22-year-old kid that's got 20 goal season under his belt is one of the better players of the World Juniors a couple years ago. 50 goals in his last full season in the Quebec Major Junior League. This kid can play. This kid can play at a high level. I've been high on him for a long time, and now it's, I think he was drafted, 5 years? Yeah. I've been following him for half a decade now. Jesus Christ, I make myself sound old. But I love his game, and I think in the right situation he can be a very, very effective NHL player, and he's restricted free agent at the end of the year. So he's going to want to get himself in a situation where he can get a bump in pay for the $1.2 million he made this year, and we'll go from there. I would have loved. I keep saying I would love to see my Bruins go after him, but they're rolling right now. Sure they could find a place for Duclair in their lineup, but the Blackhawks can use a kid like this, and I think he's in going to be a real advantageous situation. So anyway, that's all I got. This episode of the Power Play with CJ. Stay tuned for more episodes throughout the season and beyond. Later, guys.